Hey guys, this is Crazy Werewolf, back with another video. Sorry I haven't been in touch with making videos lately. I've been busy with schoolwork, and yeah, that's been keeping me very busy actually. But occasionally I've been finding time to do my own thing, write my novel, do my drawings, and occasionally build my decks for the Digimon card game. So I'm very excited actually about organized play coming March 1st, starting March 1st, I should say. And I really hope, for the store's sake, the store that I'm attending at, which is Monacy Comics Chapter 2 in New York City in 38th and 5th Ave. I really hope a decent number of players will show up. I recently sent them a message in their Facebook page requesting that they order some products, so hopefully they do that, and that way they can help promote the game better, and people will become interested, and people who do happen to play in the area will be able to have a local place they can go to and buy some cards. So hopefully this becomes a constant thing, and it's not just a one-time shot. But you can't really control how Hobby League stores promote. I mean, as long as to them, obviously it's all business. So for them to make the money out of something, they have to make sure that they have a good economic standpoint on sorry, my throat. They have to make sure they have a good economic standpoint from their end. You know what I'm saying? So in order for them to be successful in that department, they have to be willing. They have to be willing to sell cards. So, Yu-Gi-Oh does great for a reason. Magic does great for a reason. Pokemon does great for a reason. I mean, these card games have been out for a very long time, and they've been successful for good reasons. Oops, sorry about that. And honestly, I don't want this card game to be as big as those three. I just want it to be successful. I want it to be something that can last us for many years to come, and we can enjoy. We can, expect great sets coming in the future, which I have a feeling that we're going to get a humongous set of sets in the coming future. And the reason why I say this is because Bandai has been hinting a bunch of times that this card game will pick up and will be more complex as the sets start coming forward. And seeing as Digimon Fusion, it is a long season, but they can't base the card game out of just Digimon Fusion. So, and they have admitted that they are gonna eventually bring in old school Digimon related things, like the first 5 seasons. So that's exciting. And you guys are well aware that the back of the card just says Digimon. That's it. So that's a good sign that we will see a lot of good complexity coming up in the near future. So yeah, I just hope organized play is successful in the areas they've been announcing. Organized play has signed, they've been signing up for organized play. So I just hope the best, and I hope that this card game does really well, because I really do want it to do really well. I mean, none of the other Digimon card games that come before it have done great, and I really hope this one. And I know I've repeated this many times in previous videos, but the reason I keep bringing this up is because I'm very passionate about this, as you guys can tell. I'm a huge Digimon fan, always have been, always will be, and excuse me, sorry about that. I don't want to let go of this. I really don't. I mean, I can't do much in my end if the game fails, but let's just hope the best for it. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? We as players will do our end. We'll work with our end. So anyways, this video is about me showing you my so-called Bagra deck that I built. Bagramon deck or Bagra deck, whatever. And it's somewhat complete, but not really complete, because I am missing two or a couple of cards still. So I just want to show you what I do have built so far. I will say what changes I want to make. If you think I can make better changes to it, and you think that better cards to add to it, please leave a comment. Let me know what I can do to improve this deck. I have a feeling that this deck is doing so far a lot. I mean, sorry, now that I'm thinking. Let me rephrase that. This deck is doing a lot better than my blue flare deck, and the reason why I'm not coming my blue flare deck is because I really need to work on that one. That one I feel is lacking, because it lacks boost, a lot of boost power. It needs some sort of straight form strategy in order to gain advantage on the field, because Fusion Fighter kicks his ass big time, And that's a problem. And I know Fusion Fighter has the most support right now, so it's kind of like the meta thing right now. But I hate going meta all the time. It's always the same with me when it comes to card games. I like doing my own thing, and I felt the Bagra deck just has that little kick into it. And the promo for the organized play that's coming out, it's Lord Bagra himself. I think that card is fantastic. It's the best promo, and I can't wait to get my hand in it because it's definitely going to be needed in this deck for sure. Blue Flare really needs help in not just the boost department, but just overall in terms of the field advantage, because that's what it's lacking at too. But I'm not gonna talk about Blue Flare right now. I'll eventually make a video covering Blue Flare once I feel like the Blue Flare deck feels complete. At the current time, it doesn't feel complete to me, so I don't want to cover it. I want to cover this deck. But like I said, if you guys have certain oh my god, why can't I say the word recommendations of what I should put in, what I should take out, please don't be afraid to tell me. I mean, we're here to help each other out. You know, we're old players, and we all just want to see to make sure our deck is on the top. Who doesn't, right? So anyways, let's start with the Code Crowns, because there's only 5 cards in it. So I have 3 of the Pyramid cards. I like this card because my deck focuses a lot on summoning, believe it or not. And a lot of the cards that I put in here have high summon costs. So this gives them a little bit of an advantage on the field when it pops up. So I think it's a pretty decent Code Crown. It's not, it's not bad, And because my deck really has a lot of high summon cost cards, I think this card really, really shines in that department. And my deck, now that I think about it, barely has any fusion cards, because it's not meant to do fusion. It's meant to do boost more than anything, and meant to get as many power cards and many advantages as much on the field. That's the whole point of this deck. So you're barely gonna, if anything, you're probably never gonna see me fuse in this deck. Next, I have 2 Commander Rooms Magma Zone cards. All Bagra cards get -1 cost, so that's pretty good. Not only do they get 1 negative fusion cost, they also get -1 boost and -1 summon cost. So it's pretty good. I only have 2 at the moment, so I'm thinking I'm gonna put 3 and just 2 of these. I do like the other cards, the boost cards, and I've been thinking about them. So if you think I should add the boost Code Crown cards, let me know what I should replace them with and what I should use instead. I feel like the Code Crown section needs a little bit of help, but so far I feel it's decent as it is. Anyways, moving on. I only have 1 of him at the moment. Hold on, let me put this picture frame. I only have 1 of him, unfortunately, at the moment. He's kind of hard to pull, and he is kind of pricey right now. So if you guys have any extras you're willing to trade me, I'll gladly trade. I just need 2 of him, because I need 3, and he's really the most important card in this deck. Your opponent cannot boost his turn. That gives me an insane advantage, and that's what this deck is really aiming for. Preventing your opponent from either boosting or giving them a disadvantage by, providing them with high boost costs or high fusion costs or high summon costs. That's what I'm aiming for. That way my opponent has to pay a whole humongous set of costs while I get away with big cards like him. So if you guys have 2 you're willing to spare me, please help a brother out. I have 2 of the 1-cost Tactimons. The reason why I like him is because of his effect. Your opponent's fusions and boosts get +2 cost. That's like I was saying earlier when I was covering this card. That's the idea of this deck. This deck is really, really trying to screw your opponent up by by forcing them not to fuse or to boost, or giving them a humongous boost cost or fusion cost to pay for. So, and for 1, it's not bad. It's a continuous effect, so it's pretty dominant. Okay, next I have 2 of these Tactimons. I only use 2. I think 3 is a little too overkill. Maybe I should use 1, not sure yet. But 2, because of this effect. If you have 1 less crown cards than your opponent, this card gets 200 power for each crown card your opponent has 1. So if you ever find yourself at a disadvantage, this card is a pretty helpful beast. It will boost himself up pretty high, and it will give an advantage to you so you can win a Code Crown in the end. And 3 Blastmons. And that's what I'm referring to. Not only is his power 1500, he has a cost of 4. So that's a high cost. But hence, that's the whole point of the Code Crown cards. They're here to help that summon cost be paid off a little less than normal. It's this effect that I liked, however. When you summon him, you get to draw 4 cards. That's good, because if you do have high cost cards and you have no other way of paying for them, those extra 4 cards will help big time. Blastmon. The 2 cost is from the starter deck. This card may count as up to 3 cards for the purchase of paying cost on a Bagra card. This card is amazing. You get an instant 1 cost. Just 1. Because he counts as 3 cards. So you have to discard just 1 more. So you're only discarding 2 for the summon of him, as opposed to wasting 4 cards. And you still get those 4 cards. So that's why it's a staple. I only have 2 at the moment. Hopefully I get an extra 1 so I can run him in 3s, because this card is really good. Especially with the high summoning cost that this deck tends to have. It's very important that this card be run at 3, especially, Blastmon, also from the starter deck. When you summon him, you get to draw 2 cards. His cost is 3, but his power is 1200, which is not bad. And he has a decent boost of 300. And Bagra cards aren't really known for their boosts, unfortunately. They have horrible boosts. They don't have that many cards that have high boosts. With the exception of the new promo, Lord Bagra himself, which is going to be one of the promos in the organized play. That guy has a humongous boost. I don't remember what it was. I think it was 1,000. Was it 1,000? Hold on a second. I should have done research on this before I did this. Wow, Lord Baggery. Stupid Google. You don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, while that loads, I'll cover this. So, yeah, there you go. Lord Baggery. This guy's insane. My God. Maybe I should show it to you. A second. This camera set up. You guys can see that. He has a cost of 3. His art sick, Lord Bagra. This card gets -2 boost cost when used to boost a Bagra card. His power may be not great, but that's not what you're aiming for with this guy. You're aiming to be a booster. Look at that insane boost, 1,000. That's one of the, if anything, I think it's the highest boost in the entire game at the moment. That's insane. And he gets a -2 boost when used to boost a Bagra card. If you use it with Pyramid, he becomes, wait, not Pyramid, sorry. Commander Room or any other card that causes a -1 boost cost, this guy will be a free boost for 1,000. That's insane. So if this card goes to the training area, discard it instead. So obviously, to balance the card out, they had to prevent it from going to the discard area that way. But that's understandable. Sometimes powerful cards you gotta balance out a bit. Let's do the camera won't stay now. Okay. All right. I'm a little too close. So yeah, I love this card. It's a decent card, He has to be summoned, but that power is pretty decent to keep you alive for a while. Especially if you do this right, you can prevent your opponent from boosting, and you have a 1,200 beater that automatically beats your opponent pretty good. And you still get 2 cards even if he does lose. So it doesn't make a difference. It might run 3, not sure yet. 2 seems fine at the moment. Okay. Let's see. Digimon, 0 cost, and this is in fact the reason why I'm running 2 of him. When this card is used to pay for a cost, draw 1 card. If the current zone is a Magma Zone, draw 2 cards instead. Now I know I only have 2 copies of the Magma Zone, but he can be pretty decent when used properly. You're still gonna draw a card whenever you use him to pay for any cost, a fusion or a summon cost or a boost cost. So if you do happen to have Magma Zone, that's 2 extra cards. Pretty good. Recommend it. If I do happen to run the Magma Zone in 3s, I might run him in 3s. Not sure at the moment. But in testing, he's good. Now, for the last Bagra card, I run 3 Mammothmon. The effect is the reason why I run him. When this card is used to pay for a cost, draw 1 card. So he's the same as Digimon. The only difference is he doesn't rely on a core crown in order to get his effect to go off. So I mean that's good, and that's it's not awesome, but it's not bad. The fact that you draw a card is amazing, because even when you do pay for a cost, even when you do use it to pay for any cost, you're still drawing that extra card, so you're gaining back a card. I think it's pretty decent. I might run him in 2, not sure. I might run this guy in 3s, or I might have to look at the list again. For the time being, I'm running him in 3s because he's really helpful, especially with the lack of cards I have right now. So I'm still testing this deck out. Maybe in the future, once I get all the cards the deck really complete the way I like it, maybe he might be a 3, 2, 1. It depends on what I see. For the time being, 3 is a certainty. I used 2 Arkelemons. I'm currently trying to get one more. Not sure if it will help too much here, but he is a really insane card. It's annoying too when used against you, but great when you use it against your opponent, because your opponent will get pissed off at you. And the reason being, his boost is not bad. It's a 400 boost. Really gonna use him for the boost, but if you do happen to use him for the boost, you know, go right ahead. It's 400 is nothing to scoff at either. His effect, sorry. When this card's in your training area, your opponent's boost has 1 cost, plus 1 cost. So you're adding an extra boost cost to your opponent's cards. That's insane. It may not seem like too much, but when you go against Arkelemon, you're gonna hate the shit out of him. You know? If you do purposely lose with him, not that you're ever gonna summon man from him, but let's say obviously you're gonna lose, he's gonna go to your training area. Hence, your opponent just planted themselves their own little trap. Might run 3, but 2 seems fine at the moment. To make space, I'm using 3 Angemons for the time being, and the reason why, sorry about that, so the reason why I'm using 3 Angemons is because of that boost. 800, baby. Yes, cost of 3, but his effect, Sand Zone, this card gets -2 boost cost. That's why I'm using the pyramids. Sorry, the light. That's why I'm using 3 pyramids. He gets a -2, meaning he becomes a 1 cost for an 800 boost. That's not that. There's no reason you should scoff at that. That's insane. The 800 is the highest boost I have in here, and because my Bagra deck needs, it's not just about making it difficult for your opponent to boost and summon infusion, but it's also an aggressive deck. Hence why I have 3 of him. I might just keep the 3. Even when I get hopefully get the 2 Tactimons that I need, the super rare ones. Now this guy I'm a little iffy on at the moment. The reason why I'm throwing 3 is because I couldn't find any other card to put in here at the moment that got my attention. So for the time being, Pharamon is in here. Yes, he has a cost of 4. His boost of 400 is not great for that kind of cost, but it's his effect, Sand Zone. Sand Zone. So there's the S right there. When I have Pyramid on the field, because that's the only Sand Zone I have, and I have 3. This card gets -2 summon cost and plus 300 power. So for some reason, if you do summon him, when you have a Pyramid on the field, whenever, I don't know what I'm saying, when I get to summon him, even when I have Pyramid on the field, he becomes a 2 for 400 boost and a 1200 power. So regardless of how you use him, he'll gain some sort of a decent advantage. For the time being, I'm running 3, but I might just end up running either 1 or 2 once I get my Tactimons. He's decent to have when you don't have any other, when I don't have a decent strategy. So for the time being, 3 is the number that feels fine for him. Now I have 5 Digimemories. I'm trying to get my hand on the rare Leviamon from the Shopman starter, because that's the best Digimemory card in the game at the moment, with the exception of the other Angemon and the other Agumon's decent. I use 2 of these Agumons. Your opponent discards all cards in the training area. So if I do happen to win and my opponent has a training area filled with cards, well, this Agumon's gonna screw their chances up of using the training area. But I might just only end up using 1 once I get the other Leviamon. I use 2 Leviamons. This Leviamon, your opponent discards a Digimon in their hand, and they draw until they have 5 cards in their hand, then they may summon a new Digimon. This card's pretty good too. It screws your opponent up big time, and if your opponent plays that 1 Digimon that's going to give you a hard time, well, this card's going to be a big middle finger and force your opponent to draw a new hand and summon a new Digimon that might not just be so advantageous. It's still pretty risky though, because your opponent might end up drawing a better card than before. So watch out when you use Leviamon. I mean, it's all about chance at this point, but I still recommend running him. He's pretty good. And the last card for the deck is this Marine Angemon. When your opponent says a Digimon with 100 power or more, its power becomes 0 this turn. The opponent may set a new Digimon instead. This card is a little risky. It's more like a side deck card. There's no such thing as side deck in this game, so we have to deal with the fact of putting it in the main deck. It's not a bad card. It's pretty good. It's more of a chance card, if anything, but once you pull it off right, and you know how your opponent plays, this card can be a very deadly addition, and it can really give you that advantage you need.
¿No has pedido algo?
No.
¿Qué es eso que estás haciendo?
El video. ¿Quién?
No sé.
Oh. Damn it.
¿Todo eso has comprado?
Yeah.
¿Te estás endeudando?
No.
¿Tú estás usando tarjeta de
Anyways, sorry about that. My mom just entered the room. She was like wondering if I ordered something. I didn't order anything. But anyways, that's the deck list. So I definitely need the 2 Tactimons for sure. This card's a staple. So let me know if you guys are willing to trade this card for me. I'll definitely try to see what I have that you may need. And that's pretty much it. So let me know in the comments what you think of the deck and if you think it can be improved. Also, I was gonna say something, I forget. Oh, god damn it! Why people always have to barge in my room? So yeah, since I forget, I'll probably mention another video. So yeah, let me know, guys, what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, peace.